Okay, so we really do appreciate the fact that most of you took time out of your busy schedule to join us. And as we said the other time, we'll endeavor to ensure that we keep to time uh, by starting. Okay, this is 7:40, and within 30 minutes, we'll try to answer all of your questions as it relates to transitioning, moving from whatever you studied in Nigeria, transitioning to nursing in the UK, US, Canada, or Australia. I said something the other time that I came back, I was extremely tired today. But before leaving the college where I work, we got a testimonial from a nurse that the family got their visas approved. And honestly speaking, that was all inspired. That was all, in fact, as they say in Nigeria, ginger. That was all made me to say, okay, yeah, I think there's a need for us to just share this with you guys. So, without much ado, I think I would encourage Mr. Kingsley to start with the questions.
Yeah, funnily enough, before you started speaking, I was actually speaking. I didn't know I was muted. Okay, let's begin now. Okay, there are some questions here I will just ask, and you I know there are a lot of people on the call have questions, so we'll try to be as fast as possible so as to be able to accommodate their questions.
Oh,
Um,
okay. Sorry, please, before you start, I hope you guys can see my screen, right?
yes, we can. Yes, we can.
Okay. This feedback, that was 17:19. That is 19 minutes past 5 today. This was what propelled, made us to say, okay, let's have this section. Because last week when we spoke, I said, I can't wait to come celebrate with you. And she was like, amen, amen. So today, we sent, this, and I was extremely happy. Happy in the sense that, this week we talked about the concept of, having this webinar and all of that. And someone that we did our application called and sent this to us today. So for me, it's just a confirmation that I think we're doing the right thing. She said that God had done it and all of that. And this person actually got refused. The family got refused 2 months ago because she made the mistake of using AI to do her application. And this is the reason why we always tell people that wants to travel that please avoid using AI, Google, or what's all these content creators, what they say. If you want to make your application, don't even use an agent because most of the people working as agents in Nigeria know nothing about immigration rules or laws. So she made the mistake. She contacted us. You can say I'm supposed to cover her name, not Nike. And we went through what they did, identified the errors and came up with the strategies to help them, overcome it. After that, we did the application, and today we got this. So if you want to make an application, please only patronize maybe an immigration lawyer or an immigration caseworker slash consultant. Avoid using street agents or I feel done by myself now. Waiting there. It's not as what you say. So okay, please before so that won't take so much of your time. Let's just go into the the cocoa what we're here for today. So Mr. Kingsley, the first question, please.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so I have a question here. I said, okay, what are the admission requirements for a Nigerian student who wants to study nursing abroad?
Okay.
That's the first question.
Yeah, thank you for the question. The admission requirement, ideally, for you to study nursing abroad, most people would say that you need to have maybe your O level, complete O level. In Nigeria, they call it 5 credits: English, maths, biology, chemistry, and all of that. But beyond that, it is also possible for you to gain admission to study nursing without being a science student. But I won't want to go into the nitty-gritty now, but the fact is you need to have your complete, WAHEC results. But if we are to streamline this conversation to, okay, for you to do possibly a master's abroad in nursing, all you need to have is to be a graduate. Be a graduate. And funny enough, one of the students that came here this year, she actually studied French. Her first degree is in French, and he helped her. She got into nursing. And the lady that will be coming on Saturday to have, to conduct the seminar or facilitate the seminar, she studied law in Nigeria. So what you need, the first requirement is your ability to have your complete results. And also you need to have, family and friends, family or parents, those are willing to sponsor your, as in pay your tuition fee. So those are the two most important, factor that you need to take note of: your qualification and your ability to pay your tuition fee. So there are other requirements. We'll be sending it to you maybe after this conversation.
All right, thank you, Mr. Peter. I also want to add that for anything you don't have full clarity on, please reach out to us after this call and we'll be willing to assist you. Okay, going forward, I have another question here. Can someone who is currently studying another course switch to nursing abroad, and what qualifications will they need? Okay, I think you've answered that.
It is possible. Yeah, I've answered the question. Yeah.
Number two, which countries have the most accessible nursing programs for Nigerian students, and what are the differences in their requirements?
Oh, that's another intelligent question. The countries that that Nigerians can afford to go to. It depends. Truth be told, if you want to study nursing abroad, one of the things that we encourage our people to do is to pick a destination as the English-speaking countries that they speak English, because nursing is not a course that, okay, once you go there to study, after that, you need to, it involves practical. So it is ideal, it is in fact advisable for you to pick English-speaking, countries. But based on what we discussed maybe a few weeks ago, where we talked about the three, tiers or three destinations. So for applicants that can afford to come to the UK, US, Canada, Australia to study nursing because of the tuition, then people like that, it's possible for them to go to Europe to study nursing. But you also need to take note of the fact that most of the European countries, they do not speak English. English is not their lingua franca, except places like Holland, where once you get to Holland, aside from the fact that they speak Dutch, English is another thing that is predominant out there. In fact, when I went to Holland, I thought I was in London, because I was just vibing everybody's English. But when I went to Belgium, I regretted the fact that I was lost. If I had to start, I was trying to speak French. I learned French when I was in secondary school, so I had forgotten. So it was very difficult for me. Likewise, if you go to places like that to study nursing, you might find it challenging. So it is advisable for you to go to countries that, you find it easy to integrate. So English-speaking country is ideal. But if you can't afford it, then you go to Eastern Europe. When you're done, you come here to practice nursing. But for you to practice nursing in this part of the world, there are processes that you need to go through. So we'll put you through that maybe when the time comes.
I must say that was an intelligent one, sir. Thank you so much. That was very clear. Okay. I have a minute. Let me get this question from this. Okay, yeah. How can a qualified nurse earn abroad, and what factors determine a nurse salary?
What factors determine?
Yeah, the salary structure of a nurse, and what qualifies a nurse. Okay, let me take the question again. How can a qualified nurse earn abroad, and what factors determine a nurse or a nurse's salary?
How can I don't know. Maybe the person that asked the question is the person, maybe the person should, rephrase, because I'm struggling. I'm trying to understand,
Okay,
the first part of the question.
I think it's trying to talk about the salary structure of the nurse. All right, it's salary structure of the nurse. Maybe you want like how much they earn in a
Okay.
month, maybe, or in a year.
Although I know it is not professional for me to use the information of this lady, but I would like to be practical. This person, for instance, earn about 3,200 pounds per month.
Please hold on,
3,200.
hold on.
If you
Please,
do,
hold on,
if you convert it to naira,
doctor,
I
please hold
think that
on.
would give you about 6
Doctor,
million
can you hear
naira,
me?
approximately 6 million naira. Uh, so that's what you'll be earning. So, but what's the thing that the factor, what determines the second part of the question? I'm struggling to understand, but I believe your work experience and your area of specialization, those are things that also determines, how much you will be entitled, as in you'll be earning. For a start, about 2,800 upward to 3,000. But if you are in Nigeria, I think they call it matron, or we've got maybe one or two, people listening to me. You might want to tell me what they call it in Nigeria. So people like that, they might, I mean, 3, 5, 4,000, 5,000 pounds slash dollars. In fact, the most important thing is that the career or the field is lucrative. I mean, if you permit me, I'll give you names of, actors, entertainers in Nigeria that jackpot, left Nigeria, went to America, and they are now working as a nurse. So if time permits me, I would like to do a breakdown of the processes involved, of getting into the profession, because even if you do not have a degree in nursing, or maybe for those of you that studied accountancy, mass communication, economics, and all of that, it's still not a barrier. There are means, there are processes involved, there are things that you can do to get into nursing. In fact, in America, we used to call something CNA, Certified Nursing Assistant. There are short courses that you could take that would help you to, like, start as an assistant nurse. And as you grow, as you take, further courses, then you become eligible to work as a registered nurse. So basically, the salary, especially in the country where I live, it's about 3,000. And as I said, this lady has is 3,200. And in Nigeria, if you convert it, that's about 6 million naira per month. And the beautiful thing is that beyond or aside from the salary, she has the opportunity of still working part-time elsewhere. And she'll be making about 1,005, 2,000. Okay, let me not even say 2,000, about 1,005. So when you combine 1,005 to the 3,000 that she's earning, that is 4,005. And the beautiful thing about what I've said is that if you go on Google, you confirm, you see the information. So let me stop there. Let's maybe you should ask the next question.
What is just ringing in my head as we are speaking is just bust my head, bust my head. But
Bust your head. You want to leave and start anyway?
that sounds very lucrative. Okay, I think I'll just paraphrase this question. It says, what are the please, before I go ahead, if you have questions, you can put it on the chat box and we would respond to them. We are rounding up now. Just a few questions remaining. We are rounding up now. So you can put your questions in the chat box and we'll be able to respond to that immediately before we end this session. Okay. What are the possible immigration benefits of becoming a qualified nurse abroad?
Wow. Before I answer other questions, I think this is the most important question, this particular one. And I'll take it back to this particular nurse, Nike. When she came to the UK to study, if she had done something like, I'm sorry, I'm not trying to put down other courses, because I also studied international relations, and I mean, I've got people that studied, various courses. As long as she came here to study a course like international relations or economics, just name it, mass communication and all of that. The truth is this: what she accomplished today, it will be extremely difficult for her to accomplish it. Meaning that for me, let me use myself as an example. If I decide to say, okay, after my degree or my master's in international relations in this country, and I want to bring my kids, as in my wife and my children from Nigeria, it might be extremely challenging because of what? My field, my profession is not in demand. It doesn't really support immigration. So for me to have the ability to bring in my family, I might need to go do a PhD. I might need to get a job that will be paying me, if we are to use the immigration threshold, it's 40, I think 41,500 pounds. For other professions, you need to earn at least 41,500 for you to be able to bring in your family. You came here to do your master's and you feel, okay, you've gotten a job. That job must pay you. Please, I need, as I say, Nigeria, fat check. That job must pay you about 41,500. But in the case of this lady, because our discipline, our profession is in demand, it does not need to earn 41,500 to bring in a family. In fact, as I said, I've got everything. Our salary is not up to that. But because of the benefit that medical doctors, nurses, dentists, pharmacists, the privilege that they have, as a medical professional is one of the reasons why once they are qualified, they've got their license and they have a job, they'll bring in their family. This person, for instance, I won't be surprised if by next week or 2 weeks' time, the kids are here. In fact, I know the funniest part. This is confidential. For those taking the aviation course, medial course and co. The mentor is the one will be the one to book the ticket for this family. So the most important thing of what I need you to take out from this question is that this profession supports immigration. As a nurse, you'd have the opportunity to bring in your family to this country. That is one. Number two, for you to now become a citizen, all you need to do is to work for, at least at the moment, work for 5 years. After 5 years, as a skilled worker, the next thing is you transition to what we call ILR, indefinite leave to remain. Indefinite leave to remain simply means permanent residence. And after 1 year on that status, you apply to become a British citizen. Next, on Saturday, we said there's a lady, a core member that we brought that will be coming to narrate her experience. After our section on Wednesday, by the grace of God, after our section on Saturday, on Wednesday, we have a nurse, a Nigerian nurse that has done 5 years already. He now has permanent residence and is working towards becoming a British. So we've tried to liaise with him for him to come, also share his experience. So, and that is the benefit of, the benefit that you guys stand to get. So we are not here sharing theories, saying, yeah, you can do, you are using Google, no, we are bringing people. Just like we brought in a teacher, a Nigerian teacher last week, right? Now we're bringing, so aside from the nurse, the people coming this week and next week, in 2 weeks' time, we also have an IT professional. And we want to believe that we are dishing out all of these things to those of you that are determined to give life your very best. Despite your humble beginning, your money day, money no day, challenges and co. If you know what you want to accomplish, you discipline yourself. The truth is this, there is nothing stopping you from achieving it. Just like the manager said last week, that Kingsley, when he said information is something, if you are not informed, you'll be deformed. So we believe the best thing to do for you guys is to empower you with all that you need to know in order to make an informed decision during your NYC or after your NYC. Next question, please. I want live questions. I want people that are here to ask questions instead of the ones.
Okay. I think we can continue the other questions. Subsequent training.
Okay, please. Have you got questions, Victoria? Denise?
There are no questions in the chat box. Please put your questions on the chat box, or you can raise your hand and ask your questions if you want to speak. Please, let's do that quickly so we can round up. If you've got questions, or the facilitator was very clear. You understood everything. Should we continue asking the other questions, or
Are they shy? Or
well, I said they can chat, they can put on the chat box if they don't want to speak.
okay, please go ahead. Let's do 2 more questions and
Okay, okay. I have here. I have here. I think you've answered this one. So, what document should I start preparing now if I want to apply for nursing abroad?
importantly, as in your academic documents, O-level results, BSc or HND or HND, OND, your transcripts, your CV. Another important document is your international passport. How do you travel abroad if you don't have an international passport? And the most important one now is your tuition fee. Your tuition fee, maybe your parents or your uncle, your aunt that wants to sponsor it, they should be able to, like, say, they've got this amount that they want to use to sponsor you. And the beautiful thing about um, an organization, if you are using an organization like Jake's Embassy Limited, is that we do not collect your tuition. We do not collect any money from you. We are not collecting your money. Rather, our job as a registered and a licensed company is to facilitate the process by informing you, giving you the right information, and guiding you throughout the process. We do not collect tuition fee from anybody. Your visa fee, you're paying it directly to the embassy. Your flights, you're paying it to the airline. And what else? So those are the things that you need. And for the tuition fee, depending on what your sponsor can afford, if you have $3,500 or euro, it's possible for you to go to Europe to do nursing. I told you about the disadvantage, which is the language barrier if you have to go to Europe. But if your family can afford from £11,000 to 14,500, there's nothing stopping you from coming to the UK. Aside from the UK, you want to go to Canada, have $16,000 upward. You can also get it done in Canada. The difference between you coming to the UK and Canada is just that if you follow the processes outlined by the embassy, you don't have a challenge with getting your visa. Also, UK supports transitioning from one career, from one profession to nursing, but Canada does not really give room for that. For you to transition, you need to be in Canada. So for those that studied let's say chemistry, biology, and all of that, if you are now applying to do a master's degree in, if your plan is to do a master's degree in nursing, it will be challenging for you to get an offer in Canada. Very challenging, aside from the fact that the process takes time. But UK gives you the opportunity to apply, show them that you've got possibly, maybe it could even be volunteering experience. Do you understand? And show your ability to, like, comprehend. Once you have all of those, factors in place, then you're good to go.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you so much. I think that's the last question. The other question seems similar, like you've answered them. So at this point, I want to say thank you to Mr. Peter, and I don't know if any other person has anything
Please,
to.
I would love to entertain at least one question from the
Yeah,
participants.
Victoria, Brave, PGOK, Jennifer, Zion. What else do we have on the call? Olga, any question? Some persons who joined us earlier, they left. Any question?
The question that I'm supposed to ask, it has been answered, so I don't have any
Fantastic.
question.
Fantastic. That's the job of a good teacher. He actually answers questions before they're being asked. But I think there's maybe any other question. You want to ask about the tuition fee, the tuition deposit. You want to ask about the process, how long the process takes, all of that.
Do
Okay.
we?
Okay, I think Mr. Peter. I think everyone is good. If you feel you want to get more clarity, please do not hesitate to come to our DM and to ask this question. Also want to say this, that we recorded quite a poor turnout because it was an impromptu meeting. Though we do
Yeah,
have immigration training every Wednesday, but today we decided to put it on hold. But for some reasons, we were led. The Spirit
yeah.
of God.
As I said, the positive feedback that we got from Nosnike when she shared,
Yeah,
testimonials in, she shared, the information that our family got their visas.
yeah,
At that point, I was just encouraged to like say, okay, let's go online, let's inspire, our listeners and show them that this thing is possible.
yeah. I must say that we've gotten a lot of value. In fact, some of us who probably were having double minds, I think we've made up our minds now because we've seen the possibilities, we've seen the opportunities ahead of us. So this is not to downplay on any course, because of course, everyone has his own role, everyone has his own part, but we are just trying to be on the positive and on the best lane, right? If you want to study abroad, I know studying abroad is not just another degree to add to your portfolio. It's for a better life, so a better future. So that's why we are putting something in front of you that gives you a great opportunity. All right. So that's it. Mr. Peter, your last words before we just wrap up the session.
I On a lighter note, you know, someone said something that caught my attention when he was called, and they said, "Ah, please inspire us, you're our mentor and all of that." And he said, "Is it because I'm in Canada? Oh, God, I can't inspire you with the high cost of living, bad road, NEPA wahala, fake drugs, unemployment, and all of the chaos in Nigeria is not enough to motivate you. Then who am I to motivate you?" So in other words, I'm just trying to like say to you guys that please stay positive, be optimistic, importantly be diligent. Once you set your mind on what you want to do, please avoid all manner of distraction. And for those that are anticipating, or for those that want to travel abroad, I would encourage you not to just say, okay, I can do it, AI is there and all of that. Go get a competent immigration advisor slash consultant or an immigration lawyer to guide you through the process. You don't need to fall victim to the antics, all of those crazy things that agents do in Nigeria before you now get, do the right thing. So avoid wuru to the answer, go through the legitimate process, and at the end of the day, you'd have yourself to praise. So what I would like to encourage you to invite your friends to attend the webinar that we'll be having on Saturday, because in this case, we'll be having someone that will come share her experience. She was a corper last year. She studied law, and today she's studying nursing in the UK and working as an assistant nurse. So she'll be sharing the processes, what she went through, and I think that would be good enough to inspire you and to also make you know that this thing is achievable. Aside from the fact that we are encouraging you. If you have those that maybe that wants to study abroad, maybe your family, friends, church members, and co, you might want to like refer them to the admin. And the beautiful thing is that when you do that, you stand the chance of getting what employers won't pay you in Nigeria. You stand the chance of being rewarded with the sum of 250,000 naira. So if you don't have the money to travel abroad now, truth is this: if you do the needful, if you partner with the organization, truth is that it is possible for you to like achieve maybe some form of financial freedom and enough money to help you move to this part of the world. I think I'll need to end my sermon now, and I'm almost saying okay, offering time. But Mr. Kingsley, over to you. Thank you guys, and God bless you.
All right, thank you, everyone. Yeah, thank you, all guardians. Please, you can just put our hands together. We are not buying. We are not. What do I say? We are not giving him money. So let's just appreciate him with a clap. With a clap, your emoji. If you are here, please just send some emoji. Thank you, all guardians. Thank you, Jennifer Obadan. I still need more hands, more emojis. Praise Chisom. Thank you. I really appreciate. All right. At this point, we'll call it a day. Feel free to slide into our DMs and make more inquiries as we call it a wrap. Have a good night, everyone, and thank you for coming.
Thank you, and God bless you all. Okay, thank you. I think we're good to go. God bless you. Goodbye.